Welcome to the Hive At 35 exhibit. I'm Nolan Dom. I'm our Programs and Exhibits Manager here, and I'm going to walk you through the exhibit here real quick. So what we're standing in front of here is our early Charlotte basketball history. We start with the ABA, which actually was founded in 1967, came to Charlotte in the late 60s and was here for a few years. And what we see in here is an original ABA basketball signed by the Carolina Cougars team and a media guide from their first year in town here. But really what this exhibit is all about is the Charlotte Hornets, obviously. It's Hive At 35. So the rest of this timeline here is just going to walk us through some of those key moments in Hornets history. So we start with that inaugural night, 1988, all these buttons and souvenir tickets, pins, all of that cultural stuff that was being handed out. And then as we continue to move on here, we'll see all sorts of iconic players. We've got Del Curry up there, we've got Alonzo Mourning, we've got Baron Davis up there as well. But there's a lot of other stories here too. So for example, in here we talked about the Charlotte Sting, right? The WNBA team that came to here really capitalized on that basketball momentum, right? The Hornets had a 360 game sellout streak, and that was really important here. As a lot of us probably know, we transitioned to the Bobcats, right? The Hornets leave for New Orleans, and this really interesting story develops of there's such a basketball culture here in Charlotte that we couldn't go without a basketball team. So Bobcats come into town, and then the Bobcats were here for a while, but then we get to here. We get to this Hornets, right? This Bring Back the Buzz campaign. The Bobcats were in town for a while, but the Hornets in New Orleans changed their name to the Pelicans. Hornets name is up for grabs, and so we took it back, right? And that campaign really kicks off the modern era of the Charlotte Hornets, right? We've got new ownership. We've got a new vibe, really, with LaMelo. We've got new ownership down here that we just added to the timeline as well. So as we walk into the main exhibit space here, a lot of Hornets fans might recognize this main shot that we're looking at right here. This is from the 1993 playoffs, probably the most iconic scene in Charlotte Hornets history. Game-winning buzzer beater, Alonzo Mourning beats the Celtics, the #1 seed in the playoffs, gets us into the second round, right? And so if you look at the arc of the basketball hoops here, that's the exact shot that Alonzo made, right? So you can kind of be part of that experience, take some photos and things like that. But as we walk around this way, you'll just see some other memorabilia, right? We've got those cultural items from the original season, shouting out the fans and the collectible culture. We've also got some stuff, some of that more collectible culture, right? I think this is probably one of the rarest items in the museum is that Charlotte Hornets Barbie right there. Folks are still collecting those today. And then the last section of the exhibit back here is our locker room section. So here's Del Curry's signed shoes. We've got some original 1988 basketball signed by the whole team. Stand next to Muggsy and Alonzo there and test out your height. Make your own jersey. And then last thing here is some of those game-worn signed jerseys to take a look at, take a picture with, and really be a part of the team.